sick N7 hoodie, and I'd be like, dang, he's one of us.
No, it's a really, like, he's definitely got the goth kid vibes, because it's like a black like middle of the leg hoodie, but on the back is the human skeleton really faintly printed into it. It looks really cool.
Oh, that's
I
fun.
was like, fuck.
Oh man. All right, we're live on YouTube and Twitch.
It occurred to me that, like, two of my favorite, like, movie makers are currently in the middle of two different deserts making two different films that I'm really excited for.
The desert's so hot right now.
Yeah.
The struggle of man and deserts.
Yeah.
Bye, Louise. Cat butt right in the face.
I have a mustache. I don't need an additional one. Thank you. That is my drink. That is my messy side.
She's just gonna hang out there now.
Possibly.
This is mine.
We're still deciding. Okay. Are you guys ready to get started?
Fucking no, dude.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Is Louise ready? That's the most important question.
Hey. Why you look so sad and pissed off all the time?
Because I'm a cat, jerk. Ah, look at that mug. Cute. All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier.
I caught you catching yourself and making sure you said the right show in that.
I'm a professional. I don't know what I've never made a mistake on the show, ever. I'll probably make a mistake in this next sentence. And the Nymph.
You could have said this was reroad like it, and I just would have kept going.
Yep, just roll with the punches, man. We've recorded a lot today. It's almost the end of the year. Speaking of production note here, we're getting here to the end of the year. Next week's episode is our last regular episode, and then we are off for our holiday break. But we will have our two special episodes, our back-to-back twofer like usual. Our top 10 episode and our predictions episode. Thank you so far thank you to everybody in the community that's contributed both of those as a huge help. Thank you as always. You can check that out. That's episode 792 and 793. So check out those in 2 weeks. If you want to support us, you can do so at patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones and numbers, my cat has spotted the mouse.
Uh-oh.
I see that.
She is way into it. You can get early access behind the scenes. You get access to the uncensored Outcast, where we talk about all the stuff going on in our lives. A lot of media talk this week. So if you want to hear some hot thoughts about some old stuff, you listen to that.
So there was history in there.
That's true. There was a little bit of history.
The oldest of old stuff.
That's right. The classics. You also get early access to We Rogue Like It. Sure, where I've roped Moon into playing too many roguelikes. We get early access to our... this week is our ranking for Vampire Survivors.
I'm laughing because you were talking about old stuff, and that immediately makes me realize how young America is. And the thing we were talking about happened before America was really a thing.
Yeah, before it existed. And you get early access to Critical Misses. Sure, where Moon and I are catching all the media hits we missed. We started season 18, which is real good. It's a twofer. It's a real good one.
It might be the dumbest season we've ever done.
Probably, which is kind of saying something at this point. So you can get all that and more at patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones are numbers.
All right, Moon.
I did a Dalek impression.
I love the Daleks so much. All right, Moon. What have you been playing this past week?
So here's a fun one for you. I totally didn't make notes for the show.
Hey, all right. We're doing
looking at my notes and they're all blank. Critical Misses blank, We Roguelike It blank, TVGP blank, titles blank, everything blank.
It's that time of year. It's all good.
Uh-huh. So I'm going to do this off the top of my head.
Okay.
Nothing.
Tis the season.
Well, the blank document doesn't lie.
That's right. That's right.
In all honesty, it doesn't. I played an absolute boatload of Vampire Survivors, which I will let Nim talk about in his section. Boston and me have a separate show for that. I wrapped up a little bit more of Saints Row. I dealt with like 20 to 30 quote-unquote emergency issues in my personal life and work. And I played an absolute metric ton of Marvel Snap because it's the only game I can play anymore.
Yeah, it's also continues to be really great.
Yeah, like, I hate that it's as good as it is. Like, I genuinely do.
Yeah, it's. I wish I kind of had more to talk about lately, but there's kind of, not that there isn't a lot going on, but it's all kind of, it continues to be good, and it doesn't, it's not bad. They're not doing anything predatory. They had another pack in the store that's like $30 for like 2 card variants and a bunch of whatevers. It doesn't matter because it all sort of stinks. Well, that's fine. The whales can pay for it, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, you like that Gambit or Rogue? You like one of
Gambit
them.
is fine. Rogue is, yeah. They released like some sort of like
it's
animated
a 90s pack.
Yeah, they released some sort of animated cinematic thing. They worked with some group to make like a cool animated thing, and it looks fine. It's a cool idea, but like they gave us a really cool Storm variant for free that looks really neat.
Yep.
And that's about it. It's still Marvel
And
stuff.
there's an event where you can like donate your cubes to the community goal or whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, Boston, but there is a hilariously bad photoshopped CD that Gambit is holding. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I've not
It's
seen
like,
that.
it's the funniest thing I've seen.
I will have to go see that.
Like in the event page, because you basically you accumulate cubes based on you playing the game, and then you use those cubes and you quote unquote donate them to the community event.
Right.
So you go in, you hit a button, and it launches a bunch of cubes up to the thing, and it's like animated thing, and it's like, oh, watch the music video now. Check out that 6 CD in his hand, Boston.
Yeah, that's a real photoshopped sort of thing.
Like a tiny little animated CD that's just spinning in his hand. It's just like,
yeah, that's
guys,
weird.
Come on. Like,
you didn't
he
even need to
spins
put it in there.
cards.
It's okay.
No. Like, it didn't have to be there in the slightest, and it would have been fine.
Yep.
So, yeah, sure. But whatever. Like, I guess we're playing, quote unquote, the video. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm having fun playing around with different decks. Honestly, I just haven't had time to do anything. Like, it's been running around doing holiday-related things, work-related things, which are taking way too much of my time.
Ooh.
Yes. And then, like, I talked about it with Boston in one of our other episodes, but, like, my gaming time is now starting at 11:30, and I like to be in bed by midnight at the latest. So
yeah,
it's not exactly a good time to jump into anything, really. It's like, hold on, let me just load The Witcher 2 and watch the intro cutscene and then turn it off and go to bed.
That's right.
Actually, there is something that not only fits that slot, but also tells you when it'll be time to go to bed.
I know. I played a lot this week.
Yeah. A game that takes exactly 30 minutes. How strange.
It's also the game I literally completed this week.
Yeah.
Give me them sweet Chivos. What about you, Nib? Did you get all of the Chivos in that game yet? Because,
let's talk about this thing that has wrecked my life. Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
This game had the audacity to announce and release the same day a GD mobile version of the game.
Yeah, I just why would they do that to us? Why?
And it's free. So I don't even have the option to not pay and play it.
I do like one of the promotional images on the store is "Be the Bullet Hell." It's like, yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Okay, yeah, that's
so
good.
Currently, I'm 136 achievements out of 142.
Oh, so close.
I know. I'm right there. I think this is the most that I've achievement hunted in a very long time.
Yeah.
Man, this is still such a great game. I posted in our We Roguelike It earlier that I had gotten to the point where my screen just turned into a star and things happened and just continue to blow up. I just really love it. God, and just some of the dumb crap that they throw in this game to just throw you off, and just some of the stuff that I've unlocked where it keeps inverting the screens and all that and keeps just messing. I love it. It's stupid fun.
Yeah, you pick up an item and then the photosensitivity warning is upside down and then the main logo is upside down. It's like, I don't know what I did, but it's probably pretty cool.
Well, not only is it upside down, they also mirror flipped all the words. So it's upside down and flipped. And then you're sitting there trying to read it backwards and upside down to see if they really did it, or is there some weird hidden thing happening right now? Or on the plus side, though, for those of us that also have this on PC, they are releasing their Legacy of the Moonspell DLC. Which is...
I really liked how they announced this, because he's like, there's like 16 new weapons and 8 new characters or something like that, like a pretty big amount, a bunch of new levels. It is paid DLC, and I was like, oh no, how much is it going to be? $2.
Yeah, $1.99.
It's just $2. And I was like, I'll pay that pretty happily.
Yeah. And the game is currently on sale on PC for $2 or $3.99 as well, if you want to actually buy it on PC and play it there. So, but
almost fun for a $5.
I am looking forward to all the new stuff coming out. And I also, did you see the subtitle for the DLC?
No.
See if I can pull it up. It is "Prepare to go where the sun doesn't shine as a new threat emerges from the darkness."
Is it actual vampires this time?
Maybe.
One of my favorite things about Vampire Survivors. Totally has vampires in it. Wink.
I'm telling you, the title is the name of the people. The vampires
you're the
are
vampire.
The characters you play as.
Yeah.
I do think it is awesome that the title screen looks like just this indie Castlevania game, because it's got an obvious vampire, a castle in the background,
a dude
and it has
with a whip.
Absolutely nothing to do with the game.
it's really good. Oh man.
So outside of my woes of now having a third place to now play this game without any issues, I've also been playing Indivisible.
Oh, yeah.
This was on sale for like $10. It is a side-scrolling Metroidvania RPG.
And with like a beat-em-up sort of thing. I played this for a while. I liked this.
I'm really enjoying it. I just received my axe, and I love the fact that I can jump at any wall and just huck that axe into it, and my character just hangs there, and then it acts as a second double jump. I'm tired and I'm cracking myself up over stupid things. So then you got that, and then the game tells you outright when you're doing wall jumping that you don't have to move the analog stick back and forth. But I find if I don't, it throws me off, and I can't wall jump, even though I just have to push a button.
Yeah,
it's stupid. It's my own brain block. But
you're used to doing like the triangle jump like usual, and when they mess with that, it's a little weird.
Yep. So story-wise, so far, it's I don't know what's happening. You meet up with your father for training. You disappoint your father and he goes away. You go back to your village and your village is on fire and your father is there dead.
Yep.
And that's about as far as the story actually goes.
Pretty standard RPG stuff.
Yeah, you end up fighting the guy who kills your father and then absorbing him.
Oh, right.
And this is where all of a sudden the game gets kind of funny, because this game has made me chuckle a couple of times, because apparently this lady has the ability to absorb people and bring them into like a mental realm.
Her mind palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she can call them out during fights.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire time they can communicate back and forth. And it's funny because she does it after you fight the guy that killed your father, she accidentally absorbs him, not knowing that she could do this before. She is super confused on what just happened and where that guy goes. She thinks that he actually ran away. And then all of a sudden he starts talking to her, which freaks her out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's accusing her of using like village sorcery on him to lock him away. And she's like, I don't even know where you are or what's happening. And somehow she managed to figure out how to get inside of her own internal realm so she could meet the guy. And her automatic response is to try to beat him up, but you can't. And he can't attack her either. And so now she is very unhappy that not only can she not kill her father's killer, but now she has to listen to him all the time.
That's right.
So you end up, eventually you find another character who is this lady that I haven't looked her up, but I am convinced this is the American or the English voice actor for Raven from Teen Titans. She has very slow and low way of talking, like nothing matters and they don't care.
Yeah.
Very much a pyromaniac, which I'm enjoying. But you end up absorbing her as well. And when she ends up in your inner realm, she's like, hey, there's another guy here, and he's kind of annoying, and I kind of really don't like him. And the main character is like, yeah, I don't like him either. We're just stuck with this situation.
Right.
And then you hear that character just go, well, that doesn't work. And the main character is like, did you just try to light him on fire? And she's like, yeah, I couldn't conjure flames right now. And she's like, well, thank you for trying. So it's got a lot of humor to it, and I'm really enjoying it. I like the battle system. It's all 2D, like I said, a Metroidvania. So you see the enemies on the map, and you can do, if they run into you, you know, they initiate the battle at their advantage. If you attack them when you see them, you initiate it on your advantage. And the characters are all button prompt. So the main character currently right now for me is set to square. So I tap square, they attack. I hit triangle, the other character attacks, so on and so forth.
Yep.
I now have it unlocked where everybody has 2 attacks. So I double tap square. The main character runs out there and attacks twice, and you can combo it all up and do all kinds of weird, crazy stuff with it so far.
It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I just unlocked I just found a healer whose name is Ginger, and they have some plant thing in their hat that they call honey. So your healer is called Ginger and Honey.
Right.
And they have the ability to heal your entire party. So I am using them to the fullest right now.
Mm-hmm. So as long as they don't snap, I'm fine with that.
That's right.
But I mean, right now it's been pretty fun. Yeah, I'm really liking it, and I want to play more of it. So it was just something that I've had installed on my PlayStation for a while and just haven't had a chance to get into. And I am now, because my final game, God of War Ragnarok, I have platinumed.
Hey, nice.
So I have the weight of the world off of my shoulders, and now I can go back to just picking random games instead of feeling guilty about not getting the platinum in that game already.
Right.
So, Boston, where did you make it in God of War?
I am very close to the end. Obviously not going to be talking story stuff, but even the characters in the game have sort of been like, you got any side quests you want to do? Because we're sort of getting there. It's not the point where the game has popped up a message or anything saying, like, this is the point of no return, but we're getting pretty close. I obviously don't want to spoil anything, but this game does, like most of these games do, where you kind of see things in the world that you know you can interact with later. And thankfully, the characters in the game really early on, like you run into this like glowing area on the wall, or this wall with like wind sort of leaking out of it. And thankfully, the characters in the game are like, hey, you should just come back later. You don't have what you need.
The equipment for this.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. As chatty as this game is, I do appreciate that. I did get that thing and it's very clever how the game uses it to solve both of those environmental puzzles. So that was pretty satisfying. I don't want to talk more about it. But
that
I got
thing
to the
is really awesome, though.
It's
the way
very
that they
cool.
made it and how you use it.
The very cool set of missions. But I got to the point where the characters have sort of started to say, like, hey, if you got some side quest stuff to do, you should probably do it now. So I've been going through and I've been doing some of that side quest stuff because there was a portion of the game that I kind of never went back to, which is that first area with the big lake that you go into with like the 3 mining rigs and stuff. I never really got back there as I got more abilities and skills and stuff like that. I never really went back there to go do some of the extra stuff. So I went back there and I've been working on some of that. I've been revisiting some older places. I got the Crucible unlocked, so I can do like the combat challenges.
Don't do those.
Wait, I already did one of them. The one that I really wanted to do was the one where you can't damage enemies, but you can. It's called Ring Out, I think it was.
Yeah.
I did that one because I've been doing that a lot in the game. Where for me, you can hold down R2 and you sort of like wind up the axe and you swing it. If you hit an enemy, you spin around and you just chuck them off a cliff. I use that ability a lot in normal gameplay because it's just like, look, I don't want to fight you. I'm either going to toss you into a bunch of enemies and you're like exploding this frost bomb, or I'm just going to throw you off a cliff somewhere. So I was like, all right, I know how to do that one because I'm doing that a lot. And that's the one I did. And I was like, I will come back to do this after I beat the game because I'm not...
because like the first 6 normal ones that you can do are okay. They're fine. The rest of them that you do, if you are gonna get the platinum, just push that off to like the very last thing. That way you have all of your upgrades because it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I want to be like super overpowered. I have everything upgraded. I have like the best set of armor or whatever. Like that's the point I want to be at, so I can just cakewalk through there. Plus I'm not pushing to the end of the game, but I think this week is the week where I'm just going to sit down and say, all right, I'm just going to kind of mainline through the rest of it and see what I can do to kind of get this wrapped up and then start on more of the side quest stuff. But yeah.
So keeping it in the realm of spoiler free, did you hit the big world revealing moment?
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm assuming not.
Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like that's where the next chapter is going to lead me, which is why I kind of didn't. I was doing some of the side quest stuff where it's like, all right, I'm not going to be able to play this on the weekend because the kid's at home, so I will just, I'll just do this and kind of not get, because I know as soon as I start the next chapter, I'll be like, well, now I need to see the rest of the game through to completion.
It goes pretty hard once you hit that spot.
Yeah, and like I'll probably just want to sit down for like 3 hours and try and knock the rest of it out, and I don't have that time right now, so I don't want to like get half an hour into it and be like, no, I need to see the rest of this. I can't wait. So that's sort of where I'm at now.
Come Monday morning, drop your daughter off at the bus stop, run home, and boot that thing on before the school calls saying that she's sick.
Right. Everyone leave me alone. Yeah. But still good, unsurprisingly. Still sort of... I'm feeling better now that they've gotten a better balance between the two sides of the story. So looking forward to seeing what the rest of that is, and then kind of diving into a lot of the side quest stuff. So all the side quest stuff has been really good so far. So,
yeah.
Was that your last game?
Yep.
All right. I have the Thursday night Destiny crew. We're not really playing Destiny 2 anymore for that. We were going to play Apex Legends, and then Bill installed the game, watched the intro movie, which the new intro movie is actually really good. It's Mirage explaining how to play a battle royale, which works really well. And they do a really good job of saying, like, you are new to the game, drop on the outside of the map. I understand what you want to do. You want to get in the action. Don't do that. Just like start like get your feet under you. As soon as he watched that video, he got into the game and said he was banned. So that was fun. So we're trying to figure out what happened there, since he has never played that game. So we played Fortnite. The brand new Chapter 4 just started. They destroyed the island yet again.
Can I tell you before you continue? Because you said your Destiny group, and then you upload and you had the video playing on the stream, and the first thing that I see is the character swimming. I was like, oh wow, they added swimming to Destiny.
Right. Not yet. That'll be another big expansion probably. So we fired up Fortnite because it's a great game to just play and not worry about becoming like an MLG Super Pro or anything. So it's a great time too now because they started Chapter 4 and there's a brand new island and et cetera, et cetera.
You can get Geralt.
Yeah, you can be Geralt. You can be the Doom Marine. There's a bunch of other stuff. And the season pass seems pretty good for this one. Number one, they upgraded Fortnite to Unreal Engine 5.1. It looks incredible. When they upgraded to Unreal Engine 5, it looked pretty good. But man, there's something about UE 5.1 that just makes this game flat out outstanding to look at. I know the video that I have here on the video version is compressed to all hell, but it really is an outstanding looking game. I don't know what they did, but goodness, it's great.
Well, they have infinite money from Fortnite to be able to spend infinite money developing their engine.
That's right. Well, it's kind of neat to see like a showcase for the new engine too, where it's like, yeah, this thing's free. Like, if you want to, it looks great on consoles, it looks great on PC. If you want something that's going to look really great and kind of push your video card, oddly, it's Fortnite. I think we played 5 or 6 matches or so. We won our first 2. We were playing trios. Let's be honest, they were probably bot matches, but I'm still going to take the wins. And then we probably lost like the 3 or 4 other ones. Not too badly. We did pretty well and made it about halfway through, but Fortnite is great. We played 0 build and we just had a bunch of fun not taking it too seriously. If we lost, cool. If we won, that's cool. It's all good. Yeah. It's Fortnite. Go try it out if you haven't tried Fortnite. Next game, I played Reigns 3 Kingdoms. I don't know if you guys have ever played any of the Reigns games. It's essentially a mobile card game where you get a decision and you're kind of swiping a card left or right to make a choice. They've had a bunch of these before. Like there's a sci-fi one. The first game was kind of a surprise mobile hit. I think these are on Steam as well. I have not clicked with any of the Reigns games before. I kind of get what they're going for, but I never really have enjoyed them, and sadly this continues that trend of me kind of not getting what these games are going for. This does a better job of reinforcing that you're not supposed to win for a while. You're supposed to make it as far as you can, try and make the best decisions you can, and then you fill up one of the 4 bars at the top of the screen, and then the game kind of kills you. The narrative thread that connects all of this is you're essentially working for Abstergo and in the Animus, and you're reliving stuff from the past, which it works pretty well for getting you back into the game. Because I think I have always been, as much as I like roguelikes, I feel like I've always been a little defeated in these games where I was like, wait, I made all the right decisions and you killed me because like a bar in the shape of a dude filled up. What am I supposed to do? What did I do wrong?
My God, this looks like Yu-Gi-Oh with salarymen instead of monsters.
Yeah, they also added this new. I get the impression that it's new for this version of like a card battler thing they have, where you're kind of spinning a set of cards around to attack the enemies. I don't like it at all. I don't. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Thankfully, if you don't want to play it, whenever you're approaching a battle, they'll say like, all right, it's time for battle. Do you want to lead the men in the charge? And you can choose either, yes, I want to, and you can play this game, or you can say, no, you do it, and then the game essentially just lets you win, which I appreciate. But I just, still another Reigns game that I don't understand, and I kind of don't get. And I tried it because it's a Netflix game this time, so I was like, well, I have a Netflix subscription, so it's essentially free. Let's give it a shot. And I still don't. No thanks. Sorry, Reigns. It's probably not you. It's probably me, and I'm okay. Last game. Heaven help me, Dwarf Fortress. Oh God, what have I done?
Oh, dude, no.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw you post on Twitter that you found like an old flowchart.
No, that's a new
something.
one. There's a problem. So if anybody hasn't seen, on Dwarf Fortress's 20th anniversary, the two brothers and Kit Fox Games have put out a new version on Steam and Itch and a bunch of other platforms where it has non-ASCII graphics now, and a tutorial, so some real hot stuff. I have always wanted to play Dwarf Fortress, and I've tried so many times, and I've bounced off of it so hard because the game had literally no tutorial or help or anything at any point, and I could not get over the initial hump of what do the @ signs and asterisks and lowercase j's and all of that mean. So they put this new version out, and it's really good. The tutorial is actually really great. It does a step-by-step thing. If you're playing this for the first time, for real, like I am, please don't skip the tutorial. I beg of you. It is genuinely really good. It goes through step by step, not only how to control the game, but how you want to set up your fortress and why you should be doing X, Y, and Z at the beginning. So it's not just like, oh, we'll set this thing and make this thing and make a room for this thing, but it's also telling you, here are why you're doing these things, and here's what you should be doing, and here's how it affects your fortress over time, and here's how you do this to invest in the health of your fortress. So it's not just like, step by step by step by step. And then it does a really smart thing of, here's the base, you have your basic fortress set, go crazy. And then they have, your next steps are in the question mark menu that's in the game. So if you kind of want to poke around like I've largely been doing, it just takes the training wheels off and it says, all right, you have a largely functional fortress at this point. Start figuring it out. And remember, losing is fun, which is like the kind of the rallying cry for Dwarf Fortress. But underneath the question mark menu is kind of in order all of the next steps stuff you need to do for, here's how to produce and manage your food. Here's how to produce and manage drinks, and here's how to do farming. Here's how to automate your fortress, which is like a wildly powerful thing that I am barely beginning to scratch the surface of. And like, here's how to make stuff and trade, and here's how to grow your dwarves and everything. And it's really impressive because it does a great job of getting deep enough to show you the power of the game, but never really kind of dictating to you how you should play the game. It's very much like, here's how to, like, one of the things I'm working on right now is automating a lot of stuff in the fortress, which, based on the little bit of stuff I've seen online, seems to be a very important part, where it's like, you can set up a work order for, like, if you have less than 10 pieces of food in your base, go have somebody go to the kitchen and make 10 more. And then that will just kind of always check forever. If you ever get back under 10, someone will go make more. Same with beds, for example. I made one for bed where if I don't have at least one bed in storage, just go make one. There should always be one ready to go. So that stuff seems really powerful. My only concern right now is that my first fortress here is going pretty well, which seems to be like the harbinger of doom, which is like,
yeah, dude, we all know that.
Yeah, it's been like a couple of years now, and everybody seems to be happy, and everything's been going really well. I feel like I'm missing some sort of large mechanic, and I'm waiting for just all of my dwarves to just keel over and die all at once, and they're like, oh, you didn't feed them? And it's like,
giraffes are going to come and invade.
Yeah, like, yeah, I'm going to get a were-giraffe.
Like that Futurama song.
That's right. So I think Steam says I've played this for like 3 hours or something this week, and I mean, people have been playing this game for multiple decades at this point and are barely scratching the surface. So I don't have any kind of delusions of grandeur that I'm doing really well. Is I get the impression that every fortress is doomed, but you know, in which entertaining way is it going to be doomed? Though I have run into my first dwarf that got possessed, which the game pops up and it's like, your dwarf is possessed, and I was like, excuse, by what? I'm sorry. And then it's just like, your dwarf locked themselves in this workspace and it's creating a masterpiece. And it's like, okay, cool. And they just came out and it was like, I made a really great bucket. It's an heirloom. It's like, proud of you, buddy. You're doing the fortress proud.
So he was possessed by Picasso, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he really just was feeling it. So I don't know. I think my only bummer about Dwarf Fortress right now is there's no Steam Cloud save, which seems like kind of a missed opportunity. So I've been playing a lot of this on my laptop, and I'm using the Steam like remote, whatever their like remote streaming thing is, to stream from my computer here, the one I'm recording all this.
Oh, you mean the Steam Link?
No, it doesn't have controller support, which is unsurprising. But I've been playing it that way, and that actually works pretty well, because I feel like it would be madness if I'm just like, yeah, I'm running 2 fortresses at once. I'm not. That's not a problem, right? So I think my biggest thing here is I wanted to buy this on the back of, hey, we put a tutorial in it this time, and I was hoping that the tutorial was going to be good, and I regret to inform you, yes, the tutorial is good and tells you how to play the game. And is that a cautionary tale or not? I'm not entirely sure, but probably.
Play the tutorial and find out.
Yeah, and again, I have heard secondhand that there's a lot of streamers picking this up for the first time, and they're like, tutorial, no thanks. Whoops, I'm dead. So for a game that is famous for being incredibly complex, maybe you should play the tutorial. And I get the impression too that even if you have played the classic version, a lot of the button prompts, like the hotkeys, are different now. So you should probably walk through that tutorial for that reason too. For people that have played this game a lot before, that seems to be one of their biggest gripes, which is fair, because people could have been playing this game for 20 years with the same hotkeys, and now they're totally different. So That's understandable.
Yep.
But yeah, I regret to inform you that I'm playing Dwarf Fortress, and it's really good and looks great. The music is great. I don't know who they hired to do the music, but it is genuinely really good, and yeah, it's really great. And I'm looking forward to playing a lot more Dwarf Fortress because
Don't
very
summon
much a
that
me
nightmare
game.
into my life, please.
Yeah, well, you don't do a lot of PC gaming just like me, so I think you're safe for now. And I'm assuming they're never going to bring this to console because I don't know how you would make that function with a controller, but maybe someone will mod it in. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you can play with mouse and keyboard. So
yeah, but would you want to do that to someone? Is really the question.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. But yeah, Dwarf Fortress. Shockingly, I'm here to tell you, Dwarf Fortress is good. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but I'm here to say this new version is really good, and I'm pretty happy to be checking it out. And it couldn't have come at a worse time, because I have like a bajillion other games to play. So let's play the most complicated game of all time. That's smart. Good job, me. Good job. All right, that's all I've been playing this week. Let's take a break.
Yep.
Oh my god, where did show notes go?
I had a cat and Christmas tree issue, so
also the season.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. I am ready if you are. Oh my god, this my watch. Precipitation detected in the area. Yes, it's raining. It has been raining all day. It's going to rain until like Tuesday night.
100%, one might say.
That's right. I got it. I looked outside. It's still raining.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of December 12th, 2022. Wave Tail comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series Console, Switch, and PC. I think this was a Stadia exclusive for a really long time, but, Stadia. This is a cool kind of... I recommend watching a trailer for Wave Tail. It's a cool kind of like wave surfing, kind of blue sky, third-person combat exploration puzzle thing that looks kind of neat. More blue sky games, please, has sort of been our mantra here. It looks cool. It's like a neat.
Does it make all the other games cost $4?
Maybe. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series Console, Switch, and PC. I like Crisis Core a lot, man. What a weird, bizarre PSP thing that it looks like.
This is Zack, right?
This is the Zack one, where it has the slot machine and like 700 side quests.
I'm so looking forward to this.
Yeah, this game is wild. It looks like they didn't really do much to this other than kind of make it look better and put more voice acting, which is exactly the weirdness I want them to keep with Crisis Core. So
yeah, because
so good.
I know a lot of people were like, man, there's like a lot of weird one-liner stuff in this game that they were hoping got kept in here, and there's a specific one about what type of shampoo Sephiroth uses that's still in there. So.
It's great. Oh, I can't wait. I'm not gonna pick this up for a while. I just don't have the time, but I liked Crisis Core a lot when it came out. So, and now you can use an analog stick that functions. And
yeah, two analog sticks, not just one.
That's right. What sort of future are we living in, man? Gris? One of those two. Yeah. That game's coming out PS5 and Series consoles. High on Life. It's stupid. That guy that made Rick and Morty's dumb game with the dumb talking gun. Coming out on Xbox One, Series consoles, and PC. So don't play that. Save yourself from bad humor. Neon White comes out on PS4 and PS5. That's that card-based speed-running first-person you're in hell, angels, demons thing that everyone seemed to really like. I wasn't expecting people to really click with that, but that seemed to do really well.
Didn't know it didn't come out to PlayStation. because it seemed like it was on everything.
Yeah, I feel like everybody was playing it on Switch, just because that's where it happened. But I didn't even know it didn't come out on PlayStation either. And Witcher 3 Wild Hunt comes out on PS5 and Series consoles, so it gets the current gen upgrade, and it gets a native version. And Witcher 3 is really great if you've got 100 hours to kind of tuck into a really great game.
Well, the upgrade is free if you own the game?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
But I think I think they're also selling like the complete edition native version.
Yeah, with all the DLC.
Both. Yeah, with the 2 DLCs. I played was it Blood and Stone was the first DLC. I liked that one a lot. I completed that one, and I never finished the second one because it was big. That DLC was really big. So I never got through all that. So never a bad time to start Witcher 3 again, right, guys? Ha ha. Oh,
because I don't have time for anything else right now.
I can't do that again. All right, let's talk about news stories here. The Game Awards happened here this past week. We're going to be talking about all of it except for the dude who hopped up on stage at the end, because we're not going to promote that. So at pre-show, they talked about a couple of games here. Showed off Viewfinder. This is that reality-bending puzzle game that they showed. That looks really cool. That is I like every year or 2 years we get one of these puzzle games where it's like, wait, what? Well, oh man, I want to play that. How's that work? So nice to see we're getting that. And Dead Cells is getting Castlevania DLC, which
was really cool.
Yeah, I guess I'll pop in Dead Cells again because that game is really good, and I like a little Castlevania. Sure, why not? The main show itself, first on stage, Al Pacino, who freely admitted doesn't like games and can't read the teleprompter, which turned out to be a really great couple minutes.
I was surprised.
Yeah, Al Pacino being Al Pacino, and then gives the reward Christopher Judge, who voices Kratos in God of War, and gave a 10-minute speech where they tried to play him off stage, and like Monkey Senior said in Discord, it just made him sound more epic. So it's just like that was real good.
Dude, Christopher Judge has been underrated for years.
He's great. He's really good. Then they just showed off Hades 2. Hey man, y'all like that best roguelike of all time? What if we made another one where you go and kill Kronos? It's like, yeah. Oh, yep. Sign me up for day one for that. I guess fortunately or unfortunately, it looks like they're going to launch into early access early 2023. So it'll be a while before we check that one out.
Yeah, I don't like how this is the new standard where, we're still going to release games broken. We're just going to call it early access now.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like Darkest Dungeon 2 has been doing that, and reception for that game has been pretty cold. So
Diablo 3, which is Baldur's Gate, which we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. That's exactly how it did, and that game was broke AF, which is the whole reason why I didn't even touch it.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I would like to play that sooner than later, but hopefully it will come out of early access as strong as the first one did. That's my real hope. They showed off Judas. I don't remember what the team's name is, but Ken Levine's team is making another one of those, making a BioShock, which I am probably going to play and probably going to enjoy because those were good. There's been a little bit of back.
See, was it really Ken Levine? Is the question.
Right. Well, it's been interesting because a lot of people are like, "Oh, they're making BioShock in space," which. Yeah, that's what that trailer looks like. Yeah. And then a lot of people are like, well, it's not. And it's like, it can just sell it. It's BioShock in space. That's a selling point. Look, shut up.
I'm just saying, if I look out a field into space, there better be a lighthouse out there somewhere.
That's right.
100%.
Yeah, the Easter egg happening in there, yeah.
The ironic thing is, like, the art style of the trailer is just BioShock all over as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing has just got a Bioshock
It's got that weird,
feel to it.
yeah, that mature cartoony feel to it.
Yeah, and it's wild because a lot of people are like, "Well, that's not actually." It's like, no, that's good. That sounds like a good thing. Just let it be.
Yeah, everyone just chill.
Yeah. They showed off Bayonetta Origins, which is a radically different looking Bayonetta game. Really cool art style in this one. Looks like it's largely kind of like a puzzle platformer thing with a little bit of combat. So that could be different. It's nice to see them kind of taking the Bayonetta stuff into different directions.
And it's rated teen, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I think so. There's also like a super long subtitle on the end of it, but I'm just calling it Bayonetta Origins because I don't. It's like an Atelier Ryza sort of subtitle on the end of it.
The Night of the Blue Moon and the Witching Hour.
it's something like that, yeah. Showed off a new trailer for Destiny 2 Lightfall. A hunter used Strand to ride a Titan's Thunder Crash across the field, which is just an incredible thing that is selling me even more on this game. Yay, Destiny. Showed a trailer for Suicide Squad, which has a subtitle that I don't remember. Is it Kill the Batman or something like that?
Kill the Justice League.
Kill the Justice League. Okay. It's an okay trailer, but boy, at the end they announced this is Kevin Conroy's final performance before he passed away, which, oh boy, that was rough. That was really, it's a very touching message for them to say, like, thank you, Kevin. I think all of us were like, boo, Kevin. Yeah. So that's I really wish they started showing more of this game though, because they keep showing trailer after CG trailer after CG trailer of the Flash getting beat up, which is fine, but I would like to see more of. I think we were talking about this on another thing, but like this is Rocksteady's new game, the Batman peeps. So I would like to see what you're doing with this game that could potentially be pretty cool. So
the question is do you think the Flash repeatedly getting beat up? Do you think that's like a secret message from corporate?
Maybe.
The fact that they chopped off, I'm guessing, his finger. I didn't realize it.
Some chunk of him fell off, which
I mean, he got whooped.
Yeah, he's having a bad day. They showed off Jedi Survivor. They showed a pretty lengthy gameplay trailer coming out March 17th, 2023. It looks a lot like that first one, and people really loved that. So
that's all we need.
Yeah, hopefully more of the same is good here, because I doesn't seem like they need to do much.
No,
based on that
fix
first
some
one.
of the bugs from the first game, and then just continue the story. That's all I want.
Cut out those weird sliding sequences, and you got a winner. Yeah. Earthblade was shown off. This is the Celeste team's new game coming out in 2024. This seemed like a really hard game to show off, so I think they had a really neat trailer for this, where it kind of flowing from one scene to another, showing some of the characters going through, kind of in and out of the same scene. I thought that was a neat trailer. But that game is so far off at this point that I'm surprised it showed up here. Showed off Dune Awakening. This is the open world survival MMO. That the release date is wishlist now. Not a lot of footage there. A lot of like, yo, do you like Dune? We got it. We got the stuff. Which that goes a long way. I think it looks like Dune stuff. So,
So the man who's never seen anything to do with Dune.
You got deserts. You got some
There's
helicopters.
A box of spice over here.
Yeah, you got some helicopters and some worms, and you got the stuff. You got the Dune
I will
stuff.
forgive you this once for referring to them as helicopters.
I'm sure they have some sci-fi name. What's the name of them? What are they called?
No, you'll have to figure that out when we get to it in Critical Misses.
Okay, Sparrow Striders. Love it. It's a good name. Next up was Forspoken. They finally came out with a good trailer for this, thankfully. I was really enjoying everybody on Twitter being like, oh, Forspoken looked pretty cool. And it's like, yes, it has been looking really cool. They just put out that one bad trailer, and you all were like, look at this garbage game. No, it has been looking good. There's a demo out now on PS5. Go ahead, Moon.
I have heard from some people playing the demo that Forspoken really needs to shut the hell up.
I do not. That is the least surprising thing I have heard about Forspoken. They are definitely seem like they are leaning into that, which I'll probably enjoy.
Is an understatement.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do by the final one, but that looks cool. Anyways, Death Stranding 2. What? Octopus Babies, Metal Gears, Fragile, Blonde, Sam Porter Bridges.
I don't even think we made it like 5 seconds into that trailer before it got Kojima weird. And
I cannot be more excited about a video game that I don't know is going to be good or not, but I will definitely play it 100% when it comes out, and still probably not know by the time I'm done with it. But God, I love Death Stranding so much. And of course, Keighley brought out his best friend Kojima on stage afterwards, gave him like a real rock star entrance. Yeah. And then Keighley was like, "Hey man, what do you got to share with us about the trailer?" And Kojima was like, "I don't know, you figure it out." I'm just like, great. That's the perfect Kojima response. It's like, I don't know, I left a bunch of Easter eggs in there. Are you gonna watch it again?
And him saying that he rewrote the script since COVID because he was tired of predicting the future.
Yep. Yeah, that was real good. So, Death Stranding 2. Very excited. Was hoping that's what the Twitter stuff was leading up to. Very happy to see it actually was. Yep. Nightingale was shown off a much longer trailer this time. This is that Victorian survival parasol portal hopping adventure shooter thing.
Yep.
You know, the crowded subgenre here. That continues to still look really neat in a way that we just don't see a lot of stuff. I have no idea how it's going to play, but every time I see it, I'm always like, man, that's all right. Nightingale. I'll not remember that name, but I'll see another trailer and be like, oh yeah, that looks cool.
I was going to say, because that's the one that you could mess with like the world presets before you jump to the portal, wasn't it?
I believe, I think they showed that last year, where it's like, what do you want this world to be
until someone mentioned that this was done, or that they had shown a trailer for it last year, I was like, oh man, this looks really cool. And then someone mentioned that, it's like, oh, that is that game.
Yeah, that looks neat. They showed off Baldur's Gate 3, which I thought was wild for such a big show like this, as it's coming out August 2023. Like you said, reception for Baldur's Gate 3 so far has not been positive. So I'm curious to see where this ends up, but sentiment has not been very good so far.
My hope is that they fix it and turn it around, because we need another Baldur's Gate game, but we don't need what they've released so far.
Yeah, has pretty significant problems from what I'm hearing. Next up, they showed Wayfinder, which I didn't realize until after the show. This is the new game from Airship Syndicate, the team that made Battle Chasers Night War, which is a 20-hour RPG I really love. They're making a multiplayer kind of hack and slash RPG, which looks a lot like Torchlight, and I liked Battle Chasers Night War a lot, so I'm really excited about this. I just wish they would have promoted that a little bit more, because I feel like it got a little bit lost in the show of just like, oh, they're making a new Torchlight. Oh, it's not. Yeah, whatever. So, sorry, Wayfinder. Showed off Diablo 4. Sadly, just a CG trailer, even though it still has those cool angel wings, like usual. That stuff still looks really great. But it's a lot of like, hey, fighting demons and stuff. Yay, Diablo. So, it's coming out in June 2023? June, end of June? Yeah. So, still looking forward to that.
June's looking like it's going to be a hell of a month, because you've got that, Final Fantasy 16, and there was like 3 or 4 other big games that are also releasing in June.
Yeah, it's like February and June are both looking pretty rough. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores coming on April 2023. It just had a giant machine stomping through the Hollywood sign, which that's really all I need is, hey, there's more of that game, and then watching that is like, yep, that's what I'm in for. Rumor out there is that this might be PS5 only. The expansion might not come out on PS4, but I'm not sure if that's just confusion around the kind of announcement. So we'll have to see. But that wouldn't be super surprising.
No.
That's the weirdest thing. Crime boss Rocky City seems to feature literally every movie star from the 80s that you have known. They also slipped a 20-year-old Chuck Norris joke in there too. One of the strangest things of, here's not a lot of gameplay, but Michael Rooker's here. It's just like, what? Sorry, what?
We have Daniel Glover in here, who goes by the name Glover.
That's right. So I don't even know what that game is, but it's got everybody in it, I guess. Speaking of people being in it, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty was showed off featuring Idris Elba, who's an actor I like a whole lot, and I think that's all we know about that DLC. So it's got another famous person in it. So congrats on more of that. I gotta play that game at some point, now that it's largely unbroken.
I was gonna say, it's still broken, but largely fixed now.
Yeah. Another really surprising announcement here: Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon coming out next year.
This isn't surprising though, because they already announced this.
Yeah, but the thing that's surprising to me is, one, they put it out. They put a trailer during this show, but two, they're still calling it Armored Core 6.
Armored Core?
Yeah, because I feel like they could have been like Armored Core Fires of Rubicon, and they're like, no, man, we made 5 other ones of these. Get with the program. It's like, yeah, all right. They were great. I love it. Go from Soft. Yeah. This is a From Software game I will probably pick up and play, because Armored Core is really great.
But that was the funny thing, because everyone was all mad. It's like, what? You're not making DLC for Elden Ring? You're not making another Souls game? And it's like, dude, have you ever played an Armored Core game before?
Yeah. You want to get really stomped just in a mech this time? Like, yeah, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with Armored Core, because it's been like 15 years since the last one, something like that. So I would really like to see a brand new Armored Core, because I think that's really great.
Did 5 come out on the PS3?
I think it was before that. I think it was a PS2.
PS2?
Yeah, it's been a couple of generations since we've seen the last one. So, they showed off a new trailer for Final Fantasy 16 that continues to look really good. I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings about Final Fantasy not being a turn-based game anymore, and hasn't been since, 10. But I think the battle system in this looks really good.
10 is still technically turn-based.
It is,
an upgraded version of it.
Yeah. And then 12 sort of was, and that was kind of it.
Yeah. The only weird thing I have about it is that there's only one character. You don't have a party.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that's going to work out, because I feel like the multiple party member stuff in 7 Remake worked really well. So it's kind of surprising they're pulling that back, but I don't know. I'm obviously in for whatever new Final Fantasy game comes out, but sometimes I feel like it comes out and I'm begrudgingly pulled along into it. Where it's like, well, it's a new Final Fantasy, let's check it out. But this one looks really good.
I'm here for the summons, because
those summons, dude. Yeah, they look really good.
Update 2. It was on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Okay.
Released back in 2012.
Wow, boy, 10 years ago. Gosh. Yay, Armored Core. And last thing here, Game of the Year was Elden Ring. And we got to see Flute Guy, the dude who was rocking out on a flute for all of the... They actually did a really nice kind of musical medley for all the Game of the Year games, where they're kind of flowing from one soundtrack to another. I thought that was done really nicely. And Elden Ring won a ton of awards. I mean, deservingly won a ton of awards. And it's nice to see that development team be on stage being like, you guys really love this. We don't read social media, but you guys love Elden Ring, so thank you. We love you too.
I was actually really surprised that Horizon didn't get anything, I don't think. I think it was pretty much just God of War and Elden Ring.
Yeah, and a lot of the other awards were for a
Like
bunch of other
one-offs.
stuff. Yeah, Immortality didn't get anything that I saw, and I don't think Horizon really did anything. But it was, I think there were very few awards where I'm like, wow, come on. But Marvel Snap won Mobile Game of the Year, which is great because it came out like a month ago, like 2 months ago, which is really great. But Marvel Snap is really good.
Yeah, like I was saying though in chat, a lot of stiff competition for.
Yeah, I mean, like most of the lists this year is like, 5 games, all of them are great. Like, best story in games, here's 5 of them that are bangers. It's like, yeah, all right. It's hard picking any of that stuff. So yeah, good job, everyone. It was a pretty good show this year. I thought it was. They're always pretty good shows, but I feel like they've nailed a lot of it, and it was pretty short this year at only 2.5 hours. So.
Yeah, no, it needs to be shorter.
Yeah, like just.
My God.
The thing is like, if you're gonna shorten it and you're still not gonna show a lot of awards, then like, can we figure something out instead of like, here's 5 awards, bang, this one, next one, go. Anyways, here's Animal from the Muppets. It's just like, let's balance it a little bit more. You don't have to be the Oscars of games that much.
Yeah, it's like just get rid of the musical numbers that you have. Yeah. And you didn't need Animal, but that was fine because that tied in with that lady's dress at the beginning of the pre-show. Right.
I did appreciate what they did for the musical numbers this time, where they kind of took music from a game and they had a famous musician do vocals over it. I thought that was a nice compromise because, like, we were talking about last year with Green Day coming on, like, singing their new single, and it's like, nobody wants this. What are you even doing? Yeah, so having them kind of, like, do a mashup of that, I thought was pretty cool, but you don't need to do all of that. So it was all right.
Just
keep on keeping on,
of
Jeff
your
Daly.
Eastern time zone watchers who don't want to be up till 11 o'clock at night.
That's right. That's right. And the other news story we have this week, the FTC is suing to stop the Microsoft Activision merger. They said their panel voted 3-1 in favor of filing a complaint. They have a quote here from Holly Vidova, who has the coolest job title on the planet. She's FTC's Bureau of Competition Director. That's super cool. I want to have a cool title like that. She said, quote, Microsoft has already shown that it can and will withhold content from its rivals. Today we seek to stop Microsoft from gaining control over a leading independent game studio and using it to harm competition in multiple dynamic and fast-growing markets, end quote. I mean, technically, yeah, but...
So does everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
let me point you towards Disney.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because the woman who runs the FTC now, I cannot remember her name. I apologize. I should have wrote it here in the news stories. Is very anti-tech mergers. The FTC just blocked quote unquote relatively small purchase that Meta was trying to do. I think it was $400 million. That didn't seem very kind of monopoly-esque. So it seems like this is largely stemming out of a hesitance to continue tech consolidation, which I appreciate. But I'm curious to see what next steps for this are going to be based on this, because even a lot of the rest of the world's sort of FTC equivalents are sort of like, hey man, that's not the biggest concern here. That's you. Yeah. I mean, you can file complaints, but I don't think you're looking at the right thing, which has been pretty interesting. So. That was really the only thing that happened this week for that, as FTC is saying like, yeah, we have a big issue with that, and then kind of not having too much beyond that, unless I missed something. I'm not sure.
No, that's about what everyone was saying.
Yeah. So
because I think they were specifically pointing towards like the limited console releases and whatnot, and that's why everyone was like, yeah, everybody does that. Literally,
Yeah.
Microsoft, Nintendo,
It
and
sucks
Sony,
on
but
every platform, and
Yeah.
it will continue to suck. And like nobody wants exclusives, but
and for some reason PC has become this neutral playground where it's like, well, it's only coming out exclusively on Xbox, but also PC.
yeah, it's console
Or
exclusive
PlayStation,
and
but
PC.
also
Yeah,
I think Nintendo just doesn't do it because they are still figuring out internet. So
that's right. Have you guys heard about this AOL? You like dial in with a phone number, and yeah, you got mail. It's crazy. What were you gonna say, Moon?
It just makes me laugh because they refer to Activision's blockbuster franchises. Like what?
Right, the Call of Duty, kinda, and
Yeah,
then
that's it.
Yeah, like not Medal of Honor, not the other ones. So yeah, I don't. It's also funny because it seems like it's largely a fight over Call of Duty at this point, and everybody's like, I'm not gonna pull Call of Duty off of these other platforms. Do you want it on Switch too? And Nintendo's like, I don't. Oh, how'd you get this number? I don't care. Don't call me again. So like, it's been a very strange time.
Part of this phrasing just tickles me because it's like Microsoft has the means and motive to harm competition by manipulating Activision's pricing. No mention of Blizzard or King here, by the way.
Right.
Degrading Activision's game quality, because every company wants to do that to their own games.
That's right.
Yeah.
All player experience on rival consoles and gaming services. Changing the terms and timing of Activision to Activision's content. Okay, you're right about that. Where
Sure.
were you for the past 8 years when Sony were paying through the nose to Activision to get the exclusives
Right.
on Sony platforms?
Right.
And then the 6 years before that, when Microsoft did that themselves.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Well, and it's interesting too because when you look at it, ZeniMax isn't the goal, Activision isn't the goal, and Blizzard isn't the goal. It's King.
King is the goal.
King prints money like crazy, and I think it's funny that everybody's like, Call of Duty, how can... And Microsoft's like, no, I want that mobile money, man. Like that.
Mhm.
Can I only buy King? That's what I really want. The others are just benefits, but
I think that's why Microsoft's been so quiet about a lot of this, because you hear everything on Sony's side and from the government side, but you don't really hear Microsoft saying a whole lot or really fighting back a whole lot. And I think that's part of what it is. They're just like, yeah, okay, Call of Duty's your issue. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Do you want it? We don't. That's not the goal.
Like, apparently they already also signed a 10-year deal with Microsoft,
Yep.
or with Nintendo. And I'm more than happy to sign a 10-year deal with Sony. It's like,
Yes, Phil Spencer came out and he's like, hey man, you want it on Switch? Great, we'll put it on Switch. You want it on PS4, PS5? We'll put it on there too. You still want it on PC? Great. I don't like... It's just like Microsoft with Minecraft. We'll keep it on Switch. Yeah, we'll keep it on mobile. We'll keep it on whatever. I don't. We'll keep the Java edition around. I don't care. It prints money.
look at
Who
Ori.
cares?
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. They got that running 60 frames on Switch, which is wild. What a heck of a port. But yeah, this isn't super surprising. I think we all kind of saw this coming even before the rumors were swirling over the last 2 weeks. But I'm curious to see where this goes because Bobby Kotick sent out an email to his staff that's just like, "Hey, this sounds concerning. We're gonna win. Don't worry about it. No big deal." It's like probably if I was a betting man. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's all our news stories because we've been recording forever today. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page, including a link to our Patreon page, patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones and numbers.
You get a whole ton of audio every week. We get money to help pay for hosting, which I greatly appreciate it. If you can't support us financially, you can support us by sharing social media, telling your friends. Word of mouth is huge, not only for a podcast you love like this one, but also for anything else you watch and enjoy. Streamers, VTubers, whoever you like. Tell your friends. They might find it useful. Word of mouth is really great. I think we're done. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
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 I'm so ready to not be in this chair anymore. All right, Nimp. What are your
I
titles?
got 3 titles.
All right.
The blank document doesn't lie. Yu-Gi-Oh! With Salarymen. And You Got Mail. This is crazy.
Moon, what do you have?
It Wrecked My Life. Probably a veto on the next one because of the similarities. Almost Fun for a Fiver. Is it Actual Vampires, Yu-Gi-Oh! With Salarymen, and 4 - Shut the Hell Up?
Salarymen. I have I Turned Into a Star, The Blank Document Doesn't Lie, and Yu-Gi-Oh! With Salarymen. I feel like the Yu-Gi-Oh! One is gonna be the winner. I have to look up how to spell Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, it has an exclamation mark.
Already have something.
Wow.
It literally just came to me, and I'm kind of proud of it.
Well, now it has to be the title.
I was going to say, it's going to tickle my fancy.
Okay, I will circle it. Let me know when you're ready, Mr. Moon.
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, boy. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 790 for December 12th, 2022. Yu-Gi-Oh! With Salarymen.
Blue eyes, white hair, waifu.
You fell for my trap card. The Merger.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. We appreciate it. We should just go. Bye.
Uh-huh.
Bye.